Hello guys, how are you today? I really hope you're going well. Before I get into the meat of this particular recording, let me just thank you guys who have come over to streams. I have been attempting to stream lately. I've missed a lot in the last couple of months, many streams of my own. And I have been trying to make a real effort to focus on something to get done. I haven't managed both recording and streaming, and I have canceled some streams as well, or I've ended them early, but I'm doing what I can. And now here's the thing. I have been trying to figure out how to do this, or even if it should be done. I don't know. It feels kind of strange. I know there's other YouTubers who have done this sort of thing. And part of me just wants to make sure that nobody ever finds out. I don't, that there's a very big, strong private part in my life, and I feel like this is probably one of those. And it's like, I don't want to talk about it, and I don't want to, except, sometimes you do want to talk about it, but I mean, that's, feelings are kind of all over the place at the moment still. But the thing is, you get followers and viewers, and it's a community, and when I just don't show up, it feels really rude. And I certainly have never meant to be rude to you guys. You have been kind and wonderful. And then if it's like I can make up things and I can give them half truths, and then I just feel like I'm lying, and I find, it's like, just shut up and come clean. Now, part of the process of all of this that's going on is I didn't want this to be a big deal. Part of me feels like it's not a big deal. And part of me feels like, well, okay, it's a really big freaking deal, okay? So I'm kind of all over with that as well, just to keep life interesting. But it is what it is. And I've been trying to find my balance, I guess, is the word that I'm looking for. So... and I haven't quite done that yet. It's getting better, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. At any rate, you guys know I've been going for a lot of medical tests. I've had quite a number of appointments in the last while, blah, blah, blah. And I had COVID last month. You guys know that I have multiple sclerosis and asthma, and I have some ongoing health issues related to that. But what happened a couple of months ago now, I had a leg that was swelling up. I can't even remember if I've told you guys this or not, but I got an ultrasound because they were thinking a blood clot. Now, the thing is with blood clots, if they're in the upper part of your leg, apparently they can move and be life-threatening, so they're serious. And they were concerned with that. And they were talking about different treatments and all this stuff right away. And if a blood clot is in the lower part of your leg, where the actual swelling was for me, then apparently it's not necessarily that big a deal. They tend to just stay still and like whatever. So I got an ultrasound, and then they told me they hadn't found a blood clot. Now, they spent about 35-40 minutes poking around on my thigh, and they did a cursory sweep of the lower part of my leg, like in my calf and that. So they said, we didn't find anything, but there is a 70% chance that we're wrong. The upper part looks clear. There's quite possibly still a blood clot, but it'll be in the lower part of the leg, so it's not a big deal. Just get on with it. But because it continued to swell, and they thought, well, it is there for a reason, and we didn't see a clot. So this could be related to several things. One of them that they mentioned was congestive heart failure. So they started the process of looking into that. Now, here's the funny part. I still haven't gotten any results back from that. I have no idea. I got nothing. but I figured if it was horrible, somebody might have noticed and told me. But when they were looking for the heart things, they found something, and they said, oh, there's an abnormality. We're going to do further testing. So they did some things over, and then they did some other things that they added, and they came back with suspicious abnormalities. So then there were more tests, and it was like I would get the test done, and then they would say, okay, your doctor will get a hold of you in a week or two. And then the doctor's office would call later that afternoon and say, the doctor wants to see you tomorrow, which is a little frightening when you realize it can take months here to get to see your doctor. So I've had a lot of tests in the last while, and I've had a lot of doctor's appointments in the last while. And here, I don't even know what the date is now, but a week and a half or so ago, they diagnosed me with cancer. So, your first response is, oh my God, I'm going to die, right? I don't believe that's true, but it was frightening. You get scared. It's a word that we've all been, everybody's got some experience with this on some level, somebody you knew or a family member or yourself, and they are using words like invasive, which is a terrifying word. Now, the cool part is, and there is a cool part, there's absolutely a cool part, is that the type of cancer, I don't have a specific brand name yet. I'm going for more tests again in a few days. I've been tossed into the cancer treatment system of this city. We do have a cancer center here, and I have a couple of specialists assigned to me already, and I'm going to be seeing a surgeon in, I don't know, a couple weeks, I guess. I'm not sure what the date is today, I'm going to be honest, but soon. So the process has started to get me moved into some sort of treatment for it. The surgery is almost definite. Chemo has been discussed, various types of chemo and radiation and the rest of it. I do not believe at this point, there's nothing to indicate that this is going to be life-threatening. So that's why I said part of me feels like this is not a big deal. It's like, okay, so you've got a thing and you're going to get treatment and you're going to get over it. The biggest reason I feel like I need to tell you guys is I just disappeared here for the last almost 2 weeks, just, right off the charts here. And it really sets you off balance. And I have found that I just been hiding out. I just felt like I needed some time in a closet somewhere, just hiding. I don't know. I just needed some time in my own head to come to terms with all of this stuff. I'll be honest, the cancer itself frightens me less than the idea of getting treatment in the city that I live in. I worked for 8 years here as a nutritional counselor, and I worked with a lot of people looking for alternative treatments to things that had gone wrong with traditional medicine. A lot of people, unfortunately, that had cancer, a lot of people that had gone into the hospital system here for one reason or another and came out with far more damage done to them than the original thing they were getting treated for. I have a lot of really, really horrible stories, and they scare me. I am terrified of getting treatment here, to the point that I have been considering taking my chances with cancer and just saying, screw this, until I can get moved. Let's hope it doesn't kill me too fast. I'm not joking. I've actually been seriously considering refusing treatment of any kind. It scares me that bad. Yeah, what does that say about your experiences with a medical profession in a certain area, when the cancer seems less scary than the things that these people will probably want to do to me? And I've had a problem in this city before, and on more than one occasion, when a doctor would recommend a course of treatment, or in two particular cases, surgery. Neither surgery, by the way, which I agreed to, but it turns out I didn't need, because I've done just fine without it. But I've had 2 times when a doctor would recommend surgery here, and the moment you questioned, are there other alternatives? Are there other things we can be looking at? I knew somebody that had this, and instead of surgery, they went with this, or that. And the doctors get so angry at you, they throw you out the door. You don't question the powers that be in this city. And if I get one of those good old boys, they're not touching me. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, okay? So I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place. I have cancer on one side, and I have people that terrify me on the other. I feel like I'm in a freaking nightmare. And I have broken down daily, I think, over the thought of treatment here. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm going to do at this point. I'm going to get further testing next week, and I'm going to see the surgeon that they've set me up with. And I have already done a lot of research on this particular surgeon, and I have somewhat more hope than I would have had before once I found out who it was going to be, because it's not somebody I knew. It's not somebody that I've already butted heads with. But I do know there is a tendency of doctors in this city that if you don't do what they recommend, if you question it, it's a personal insult. And they just won't treat you at all then. Your choice is, my stepfather, unfortunately, this is, had a very small, slow-growing tumor, and he was quite elderly. And I don't know, the way I understood when I, looked up and asked questions about some things, I don't know, he might have been able to live out the rest of his natural life with the cancer. But they gave him chemo, they insisted he had chemo, and it just about killed him. So they gave him a break for a while, and then he started getting better and putting on weight, and he was doing, pretty well. And they thought, well, you're strong enough now, we're going to give you more chemo to make sure this doesn't come back. And it killed him. The cancer was apparently, there was never at any given moment when the cancer was even remotely life-threatening, but the chemo killed him. So, that's a worry for me. That's one of a long list of experiences I could give you. But yeah, so that's where it's been. I mean, it's scary, and I know there are some unpleasantness to come. The surgery doesn't sound like a heck of a lot of fun. Chemo sounds like less so. Now, having said that, there were a lot of new treatments for cancer, and some of them are just sort of a drug you take daily that suppresses the growth of the thing, and you take it for years, and blah blah blah. You guys have heard me talk about lifestyle changes. The last 2 years have been, after my partner walked out, and all the things that had happened with that, and the money and the worry and the hassles, and that's not gone away. And I, just the stress of everything it's the last 2 years have just been nonstop. And I feel like, I know I have to make lifestyle changes. I have to be off the computer more. I have to be walking, exercising. I've got to pay more attention to how I eat. I've always been a very physical, health-oriented person. Jogging, working out on weights. I was a vegetarian most of my life. I've always found it pretty easy to make good choices. I was always thin and solid, and I convinced that it's been, diet and just refusing to accept the times in my life. And there have been several when doctors told me that I had a very short time to live. And it's just like, no, I do not accept your version of my reality. It's not going to happen. And I've been okay. And I need to get that back. And I haven't quite entirely found it just yet. But I'll get there. But the last while, I'll be honest, I've just been hiding. I've just had my head in the sand. Well, not exactly. I mean, I've been paying attention to the issues, but I've found it hard to talk about, and yeah, it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. It just is what it is. And there's lots of treatments, and you know what? We'll sort it out. I'll get there. It's just for the next little while, and that little while could be anywhere from a couple of months to a year or more. I mean, I don't know at this point, because I don't know. I haven't spoken to anybody that can tell me what the treatment is actually going to be. But I'm going to be missing more recordings. I may not be here on a regular basis, depending on the type of chemo. That can be rather devastating off and on. There almost certainly is going to be a surgery involved. That's going to keep me, off the computer for at least a couple of days. There will be times, and I think sometimes, it's just going to be like it has been, just basically worry and stress, and where I just can't. I can't talk. I don't want to talk about it. I can't think of anything else to say, because that's what's in your head. And And it's been coming for a while. As more and more tests have come in, it became obvious to me a good couple of weeks before the doctors said it. It's like, yeah, I know what's coming. I know where this is leading to. I had seen some test results myself, and while I am not a doctor, I am not a medical technician in any way, I have worked in veterinarian clinics. I've taken these x-rays. I've helped with surgeries related to some of this, and I knew what it looked like. So when there were things I looked at and went, yeah, I know what this is, but the doctors are saying, well, we're gonna look some more, we're gonna, it's like, okay, all right, I'll hold out, but I know, and I was right. Damn it, I didn't want to be right. Anyway, that's where I've been, just hiding, just unable to know how to even talk about it without crying in fear over the medical system that I am currently having to face. Wow, this is a big room. So let's talk about the game for a while. I will be missing more, and I'm going to try to get back into this. Right now, I am, to be honest, spending most of my time and attention forcing myself into, doing streams rather than recording, because YouTube actually is no income for me at all, and my only source of income is from Twitch. So the live streams, if there has to be a choice, it's the one I have to make. You guys have been kind and supportive, and a lot of you have started to feel like friends, and I feel terrible that it's just a very, practical, pragmatic decision. But, it's the one, if I can only do one, I have to do that one and not YouTube. But I am going to try to start getting at least a few things again in here. I have been hiding out in Fallout 76 a fair bit, because when I'm frustrated and angry, and oh my goodness, the rage this has induced has shocked me to the core. I was pissed off. Okay. Oh my God, I was so mad. So I went into Fallout 4 and I shoot things. I've been calling it therapy. So that's mostly what I've been streaming as well, and that trend will probably continue because I am finding it very therapeutic, okay? It's been pretty good. So that will probably, if you like Fallout, drop by the stream and say hello. And Little Critter and others who have come in, thank you so much for dropping in. It's been really, really nice. Oh, so this is actually the first time I've even been in this house. I forgot it was here. Wow, that's a nice big room. You can have a huge kitchen back there, big dining room, nice living room, little toilet over there, and a massive bedroom. Or this could be the kitchen. You could put the kitchen along this area and have a big posh dining area here. And this could be a great big bedroom. Oh, isn't that nice? Anyway, that's just lovely. So that's what's been going on with me. The news wasn't good. I do not feel it's life-threatening. And if if I'm proved wrong, I will let you know. You'll find out when I die. Okay, I've got one friend who's been he's got a very dark sense of humor, and I gotta admit, it's been like the best thing ever. I don't know, for me this has been the best part. It's just I've been thinking some really kind of grim, horrible jokes out there about cancer, and it's like, oh my God, I'm finding them so funny, but it's such a nice relief. I would have found it really sad before, but now it's like, okay, that's actually really funny. Hey, whatever works, guys. We've all got our own methods, and apparently mine is going to be a little darker around the edges. Geez, but it's okay. Anyhow, oh Lord, I'm still finding my balance with the whole thing, and I know I don't have all of the news just yet. I don't have specific, like they know, okay, it's invasive, it's this big, we know where it is, but we don't know if it's spread yet. We don't know, like the specific. They haven't done the testing on it. I'm getting a biopsy in a few days. That we've got to find out the kind of, I don't know what it's like, protein receptors, or I don't know the terms of, there've been so many things flying at me that I don't know, but that will determine the kind of treatments and stuff. But we have to get in there and cut bits of it out to find that out. So I don't have enough details right now to know what's coming. That's all. But I figure I'm not going to like it. It's like grumble, grumble, grumble. It's spring finally, the summer's going to come. I've got all this work I have to do outside. And that's another thing. It's like tax time. I've got to do all my business taxes, and it's spring, and I wanted, this lifestyle change where I'm going to be healthier. And it's like, oh, and now this, seriously, this, would just the universe give me a break? Oh, and the whole COVID thing. So here's the thing. I had gone to a doctor's appointment when I caught the COVID, okay? So, man, that knocked me the hell down. Essentia got it from me. Quill and Essentia got it from me. Essentia's still sick. She is still struggling, okay? She's still having a hard time, and this has been over a month now. The last doctor appointment I had, and that's a big part of the reason I haven't been here too, is that last appointment where they said, yes, you have cancer. Here's what we're going to do. I started getting really ill like 2 days later, again with the fevers and the congestion and the sore throat and the aches and the pains. I got the COVID toes thing again. I've got it right now, actually, still. You get these red blisters that just pop up on your toes overnight. And then the blisters bust and they scab up. And when you're in bed at night, you rip them off and it hurts and it burns. And it's like, so I've been ill too, on top of all the other stuff. They're talking about, long COVID, or did I just catch it again? Those of you who come to my streams know that Rhino, when I'm during illnesses, he often fills in for me on the streams, and he's got it right now. He's been he's in another country, so no, we didn't catch it from each other or anything, but he's had it for the second time in 2 months. This Omicron we're just not building the right kind of immunities to it, and it's bloody freaking contagious as hell. And of course, everywhere in the world is thinking masks aren't required anymore. Oh, some of the medical people I've talked to, like the receptionists and things in places, are so angry that now people don't have to wear masks. So all these people are coming in and getting them ill. And we've had 40% of the hospital staff off work at a time here because of COVID. If I need treatment, there's going to be nobody to give it to me. Oh my God. So COVID's just a whole nother thing. And I don't know if I've, going through this whole long COVID business, I'm not even sure what that means, but, or have I just caught it again? But I have been sick for 10 days again. It's like, seriously, would the universe just leave me alone for a while? I've had enough, okay? I don't want to play anymore. Oh, good Lord. So, life is complicated right now, and I have no answers to anything. But I think, soon it's going to get very focused. So I will be missing more streams for a good while. Our streams and recordings, everything. I just want you to know I haven't been just copping out on you. I haven't been purposely ignoring you. I haven't been feeling, if you're one of my patrons or something, I haven't been just, taking your money and not bothering to stream for excuses. It's been a hard couple of weeks. Yeah, it's just been kind of tough. Between feeling ill and then coming to terms with my new reality, it's been a hard couple of weeks. And I expect there's more to come. It is what it is, right? At any rate, there is a holiday going on here. I will attempt to remember to leave the game open at night in case somebody needs it. But I will look at that in another recording, actually. I will look at that and see what's going on with this holiday. And welcome to my life. It's kind of screwed up at the moment, guys. I hope you're doing better than me. I hope everybody's doing better. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping into the streams. You are kind and wonderful, and I love you guys to death. And I will be back as much as I can and as focused as possible, and I will keep you posted on the the days of my lives. Anyway, I'll see you as soon as I can, guys. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.